frozen in the lake's surface. When the boys stop skating and begin poking whatever it is with their hockey sticks, I suddenly feel inexplicably outraged and oddly protective. Without thinking, I jump out of bed, run to the mudroom, slip into my winter boots, throw on my long down coat over my moose print flannel PJs, put on a hat and mittens, and run out the door, down our backyard, and onto the ice, while screaming like a lunatic, "Stop! Don't touch it! Get away! Leave it alone!" Their heads jerk up simultaneously, and they give me odd looks. They quickly skate away, though Richie swivels around to stare back at me for a second. It feels like an eternity. He's so incredibly hot, with his curly auburn hair and piercing green eyes, that normally I would have wanted to melt into the ice. I, and probably every freshman girl at my school, have a mad crush on him. But he must now think I've lost my mind. Or maybe he's already heard about Sam, as news travels fast in our small town, and he'll cut me some slack. I guess in the bigger scheme of things, a cute boy no longer matters. When I finally look down at the ice to see what it was they were poking, I find a beautiful young doe, which from her size, I'm guessing is a yearling, lying in the area we all refer to as the Black Hole, the one spot in our neighborhood lake that always freezes last, due, we suppose, to an underground spring. This doe looks strangely ethereal, peaceful even, as if she's not deceased but simply resting on the ice. This is odd because the other animals I've seen frozen in our lake, and there've been many over the years, have had horribly panicked looks on their faces, and their limbs were contorted into unnatural positions from their struggle not to succumb to drowning. Her left cheek, eye, ear, muzzle, and a small part of her neck lie exposed, while the rest is frozen beneath the lake's surface. Her whiskers are especially cute. Each individual hair is coated in ice, which reminds me of a porcupine I made in kindergarten by sticking toothpicks into a potato. I remember this art project for what it taught me. Even a plain brown potato could develop its own character, with the simple addition of a few well-placed toothpicks. This was important for me to understand because I was, at the time, experiencing major separation issues from Sam. Though he was 2 years older, we'd always been nearly inseparable. When we weren't together, I didn't feel quite whole. I wasn't sure if there was a me without him. The 2 years when he attended school and I didn't were excruciatingly difficult, at least for me. I'd been counting down the days until I could attend kindergarten. But what I hadn't fully grasped was that while we'd be at the same school, I wouldn't necessarily see him. Though his classroom was only 5 doors down from mine, there might as well have been an ocean between us. My teacher refused to let me visit him, and we didn't even share the same lunch break or recess period. Sam wasn't like other boys his age. He wasn't into violent video games or any electronics for that matter. He didn't have any social media accounts. He hated guns and hunting. He'd sooner nurse an injured squirrel back to health than shoot it with a BB gun. He didn't particularly like watching or playing sports. He wouldn't cut his hair or wear nice clothes. What he did enjoy was being out in nature. And so did I. We spent as much time as we could outdoors, and we didn't care if it was below zero or if the sky was loaded with biting black flies. But that fall, when he started second grade and I started kindergarten, everything seemed to change. His class watched the movie Nanook of the North, and he became inexplicably mesmerized by the Inuit, an indigenous Arctic people. He'd always been drawn to Native Americans, but his interest in and admiration for the Inuit was even deeper. I think he'd probably been an Inuit in another life. That's the only explanation I have for his immediate and intimate connection with them. The Inuit are people who live